For all of us Squid Game fans, I'm pretty sure we are all baffled now by how Squid Game Season 3 has ended. But you're not gonna believe it, we might be getting a Season 4 after all. Exciting, right? Well, it sure is, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. The things and events that might most likely happen in Squid Game Season 4. And guys, keep an open mind because you are in a lot of fun. And hey, if there are things you don't agree with or directions you think might actually be different, then definitely let me know down below if you think different. Meanwhile, like and subscribe right now if you are as pumped as I am for Season 4. I'll be honest, the thought of a 4th season is giving me goosebumps already. I know you're probably wondering who is the main character of Season 4. Who will that be? I mean, I get it. The show's main character, Ji-hun, has died. So how can the show continue without him? I always believe that the devil is in the details, and if you noticed in Season 3, a lot of actors got more screen time. I mean, saying Ji-hun was the main character in Season 3 could even be debatable. We had characters like Lee Myung-gi taking the spotlight, Noel, even Choi, and the detective, Hae-wong, got a lot more screen time. It was as though the entire season was silently telling us to get used to not seeing Ji-hun. So like I said, with our main character dead, we'll definitely need a different main character for Season 4. Someone else to drive the story, and I have the person in mind. Drumroll please. Yes, Ji-hun's only child. Ga-young is Squid Game's royalty at this point because her father technically won the game twice before he died. But let's leave that for now and talk about her relationship with her father. When Ji-hun's daughter was younger, she was closer with her father. But from what we saw in Season 3, where the frontman took Ji-hun's things to her, it's clear that their relationship has become estranged. Ji-hun most likely got lost in his hunt for the organizers of the games, that he neglected his duties as a father. And after all this, the fact that he was dead for 6 months, the frontman had came to Ji-hun's daughter's doorstep after he had been dead for 6 months. Anyways, my point is, imagine being told that your father died and you had a bad relationship with him before. That alone was enough to make anyone restless. But now that she has his tracksuit with his number on it, she must wonder where it came from. But the tip on the iceberg would be the debit card that she found with it. To Ji-hun's daughter's knowledge, her father was broke. So how in the world did he have so much money in his account? I think that would be a tripping point for her. When she goes to an ATM to check the account balance and she sees the amount of money on that card, her lower jaw will just drop. There's no doubt about that. And she's gonna be curious how this is possible. And that curiosity is exactly what will drive in Season 4. She would want to know what happened to her father. How he died. Is he truly dead? How does he have so much money? Was he wearing the green tracksuit when he died? Is that his blood on it? And perhaps the first clue for her search would be finding the man who delivered her father's things to her, the front man. So perhaps she would try and get a picture of him, first by checking around for CCTV footage or door cameras. If she's lucky, she would get a picture, something to help her look for him. But we all know how prepared the frontman is with these situations, so I highly doubt she's gonna get a photo of him that easily. She's still young, a student even, so things might be difficult for her. I mean, an adult like Ji-hun with all his wealth couldn't find any clues about them for an entire year. But that is where luck would come in. Ji-hun's daughter would probably be coming back from school or even running an errand when she sees the recruiter handing a man a card with 3 shapes on it: triangle, circle, and square. The same shapes we saw on the box that the frontman brought to her house. In hopes of finding out more, she might approach the recruiter and ask some questions, showing her the picture of the frontman that she could get. Of course, the recruiter isn't just going to roll over and answer her questions. Instead, the recruiter might offer her a chance to discover more about the man she's looking for by playing a game of Dekachi with her. Ji-hun's daughter will play out of desperation. I mean, who wouldn't? The questions that will be going through her mind would let her see things the reasonable way. Now, whether she wins or loses, because at the end of the game, the recruiter will give her a card with shapes on it. Now, This is where things will become more interesting. The recruiter leaves her and she calls the number on the card immediately because, unlike others who have gotten the card, what she's looking for isn't money. She's looking for answers about what happened to her father. And she will just do about anything to get those answers. And ooh, I can only imagine what the American Squid Game arena would be like. It might probably be on an island like the Korean one. Or it might be in the middle of absolutely nowhere like a large forest. It might most likely be underground as well. But all we can do now is just imagine. Anyways, with Jeon's daughter now in the game, she will try ask around if anyone knows her father or their frontman. But without her phone, she won't be able to show any pictures. But what would really make her curious would be the fact that she will now be wearing the same green tracksuit that the frontman gave her. And if the game wanted to be more humorous, they could give her the same number her father wore. 456. The games might most likely be different as well. They will definitely be playing the signature red light green light game. And hopefully, Jeon's daughter will pass. And as always, a lot of people will die. The question here is if In-ho will also be the frontman in American Squid Game. I really wonder if that's the case. Perhaps after such a close call with the Coast Guard in Korea and proof of the game's existence now, operations were moved to America for the meantime. After all, Old Man Il-nam was the creator of the game and he left things to In-ho. So I expect that he will still be the frontman in American Squid Game. What do you think, guys? Let me know down below. While we're still on the topic, he would definitely keep his eye on Jeon's daughter because he would be partial to her since she is Jeon's daughter. But I don't think he will do anything to help her in the games. I'm pretty sure that after her first game, Jeon's daughter will be in shock. She will be overwhelmed and she might even make a scene, crying and screaming at the masked workers and soldiers when they come into the dorm, just like Jeon did in season 3. The frontman will see this through his screen, but I still don't expect him to do anything. I think he will be curious if Jeon's daughter is anything like her father, or if she has a certain dark side to her that's willing to go to an extreme level to survive. Let's put a pin in that for now and take a trip to the other side of the world, over in China. Noelle would still be looking for her daughter. The question now is if the child they even thought was hers is actually hers. But even with the child being hers, something tells me that this isn't going to be a walk in the park. Retrieving her child. It will most likely come with its own twists and own difficulties. Perhaps when she tracks down her child, she runs into her husband as well. Yeah, the husband she thought had died. But she thought her child was dead as well. But now she's faced with a fear that she never expected she would have. Her husband is bitter that she abandoned him and her child in North Korea. I mean, it's not new information that the families are defectors in North Korea that face unbelievable fates. Her efforts to find her child would have been stifled right there. But things would have even got a lot more difficult with North Korean agents coming after her entire family right there in China. Imagine how dramatic it'll be. An entire family that managed to escape and might get caught by the North Korean agents to set an example of what not to do. Alright guys, so going back in America, Jeon's wife is probably losing her mind in search for her daughter and becomes curious if she went back to North Korea to meet up with her father. Guys, she doesn't know Jeon's dead yet, so that's why she would assume this. So she tries to call Jeon's daughter, but instead, Choi answers the phone and tells her that Jeon is most likely dead and that he doesn't know anything about her daughter, but he'll help her and check. And he goes to Detective Jun-ho, who is taking care of baby 222, and tells him about Jeon's daughter. They might call Jeon's wife for more details, but then she finds the card with shapes and boxes in her room, as well as the green tracksuit. Jun-ho has two options. Either he goes to America to help look for Jeon's daughter because he knows she has gotten into the games, or he says there's nothing he can do to help because he has to be responsible for a baby. But knowing him, he might likely go back to America, leaving baby 222 in the hands of Choi. Back in the games, Jeon's daughter would have survived perhaps 2 more games. God knows what they are though. But if there's anything Squid Game has taught us, it is that no game is out of reach. especially after what we saw in the jump rope in season 3. Perhaps season 4 will end with Jun-ho landing in America, Noelle and her family being concerned by North Korean agents, and finally, Jiyeon's daughter being brought up to meet the frontman, and perhaps it ends him saying, "Hello 456. Think about it, what a better cliffhanger can you think of? The Squid Game universe has grown so wild, especially with the way season 3 has ended. It seems like the end of season 3 was intentionally set up to expand the universe. There are talks about how season 3 is the last season of the show, and there is no intention of there being a spin-off. But let's be honest, when was the last time a show that had even half of the success that Squid Game had acquired was left alone at just season 3? Speaking of season 3, the end was just filled with moments that some people couldn't understand or even relate to. One of them being Noelle meeting Kyung-suk herself. He never saw her face to face, so he wouldn't know that she was the one who helped him. This was another way of saying that not every good deed needs recognition. And the frontman taking Jiyeon's money and giving it to his daughter and giving baby 222 to his brother was probably a way of making things right. It's clear that something in him shifted in season 3, so perhaps we should expect him to make some drastic or emotional decisions in the future. And that's about it for this video, guys. I know you have your own thoughts and theories on this video on what could go down in season 4, so please let me know down below in the comments what you think, and also drop your ideas for some season 4 ideas. But that's about it for this video, and if you want to check out my recent, you most certainly can. I will put it in the middle of the screen right now. See you guys in the next video. Peace out and take care. Goodbye.